Morning. Had a bit of a nightmare last night, so woke up early. And there he was, Astral DJ. I am the soul pool, you are the soul pool, we are the soul pool, together as a collective. Don't ever forget that. Without you, this doesn't work. I don't know the one that's given me this morning, but it's beautiful melody. It's speaking of hills and oceans and spirit leading me. So, as you know, spirit leads me, guides me, walks beside me. So it's very appropriate. Let's see. Today's the wheel. And yesterday a new day was dawning and the governments are all backtracking. But don't be lulled into a false sense of security because there's more to come. We've seen it now, the power of the collective. So keep it strong. A new day is dawning. And that's not being political, that's being one of the collective. So, spirit leaders to the Wheel of Fortune. Where is it? And what do you want to tell us today? And I've told you before that I prefer the wheel in reverse because it's good being at the top of the wheel, it's good being king of the castle, but you always come down hard. It's in the first part, nearly missed it. So don't get too complacent. If it's in the reverse, at least you know you're at the bottom and there's nowhere left to go but up. But I'm afraid we're riding high on that wheel today. And it's not about winning. And it's not about rubbing other people's noses in it. Because there'll be those that only see when they're shown. We talked about it yesterday, didn't we? And that's not their fault. They do the best they can. And there'll be those that never see. But those of us who see know that when the wheel turns, it can make us as bad as the people that started all this. So we have to be better than them. We have to be more generous, more forgiving, more helpful. Because it's hard to admit when you're wrong. It's hard to admit that you may have been a fool. There's a homecoming. And the homecoming, when it comes, doesn't need to come home to somebody saying, I told you so. They need the warm embrace and to know that everything's going to be all right. And this may be something you've been banging your head against the brick wall about for a very long time. But you've got to show compassion. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. You've got to be the bigger person. Because unlike the past few days, there is healing taking place. This could be about the lockdown, the bigger picture, but it could also be about walking away from everything you ever believed to be true because you found out it isn't. Walking away from the material things in life because you know that they're not important. It's finding the truth. We've got police officers all over this country, nurses, doctors, who walked away from a career they loved, who wanted to help people. but at what cost? And this is you deciding now that there are things more important than money. Because money can't buy love, health, or happiness. And now Spirit can walk beside you. They don't want you to walk this journey alone. There are many, many, many of us. Not the politicians, the people walking side by side now. We're all in the same boat. And money is not to be your first focus. The biggest focus now is to be on your health and your happiness and love. There will be a lot of confusion, and people are still going to be torn between what they want to do and what they should do. Sometimes it's between two properties, two people. Neither path will be easy, but you've got to pick your side, what you believe in, and stick to it. The 18th, the full moon is on the 16th. That could be important. We've been saying that for a while. The 9 and the 27 is positive. Virgo energy. Hospitals, health matters. The 18 is negative. There's still confusion. And I'm afraid there is still the people that want to win, no matter what. They don't care if they're right. They don't care if it makes anybody happy. All they want is to feel as if they're right, to win. And they will do anything. They will stir the pot, they will try to cause trouble. And don't get sucked into the people that are now telling you that they believe the conspiracy theories that weren't conspiracy theories, because they're going to make as much progress and profit as they can on that and kick people when they're down. My alarm's going off 1 minute. And that's not us. That's not what we do. So walk away from that. Can you see him walking away into the darkness? Someone here wants to defeat. We're not here to defeat people. We're here to uplift people. Don't get into violent altercations and arguments, because that's what they want. Yes, it's a disappointment, and you played your part in it, but you're not to blame. So we draw a line in the sand, we stop looking back, we don't cry over spilt milk, and we move forward. We've come to the proverbial bridge, it's time to cross it. Then the nightmare will be over. A change is coming for the better, but remember not to gloat. And love yourself unconditionally. And give unconditional love to others. None of us are perfect. So don't start getting holier than thou and thinking that you are. Because Spirit will put you in your place as well. So they have a way of smacking you in the face and waking you up if you start being clever. So 9 days, 9 weeks, 5 months is mentioned. There's more to come yet, and a lot of confusion. But do not think we've won. We're only at the beginning. Healing is taking place. A change is happening. Start looking after yourself. And don't dwell on the past. Like I said, they don't want you to walk this journey alone. There is someone here that was rejected. The love was not accepted. A lack of commitment. possibly a water sign cusper, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And there is a lack financially for all of us. Possibly half of what we earn. A bird in a gilded cage, we have everything we need, nothing we want. And wishes and dreams cannot come true, 17th and 18th. Negative energy, because we're refusing to get out into society to shine our light. We're dimming to fit in. We need to face that chaos, open that Pandora's box. Don't smooth over it, don't pretend it didn't happen. And then there'll be hope, healing and freedom. But we have to address it, we can't just pretend it never happened. Yeah, it's a heavy burden that we're going to have to release. Let go. And it may lose us friends, it may end marriages, it may rock our faith. There may be an end to study for some. Institutions and religions, you may have lost your faith in everything. Taurus energy. It's about speaking up, speaking your truth, especially about material matters. 5th and the 23rd, negative energy. More conflict and competition. Power struggles. Somebody trying to beat you down so that you agree with them. Again, I'm going to take that because I've seen it. Because it's the choice between the rock and the hard place. You have to take back control of your life and not let others sway you. But don't try and control other people. The mother energy, the Cancer, the 7 or the 25, the red vehicle is now positive. But you have got to make that choice, or you will fail. You may feel like a failure. That's not true. Like I said, none of us are perfect. So that we know that the dates they gave us, the 16th, the 17th and 18th, from the full moon, something else will take place. Don't be watching the news unless it's independent. Think for yourself. There is a bond here that cannot be broken. Soul contracts were signed before you were born. There has been sorrow, depression, a time where you didn't love yourself enough. Some of you have been used and exploited, either by the propaganda or by someone close to you. It's the bigger and the smaller picture. Because this was toxic. It's about the teeth, the bones, the knees, the use. Somebody has been used. Contract should not be signed. Don't be seduced by the material side of things. There is a woman scorned here. Someone who gave bad advice, perhaps a doctor, priest or lawyer. Someone who was damaged themselves. And it's the damaged ones I'm fearing for right now. Bad advice was taken or given. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, cusper female. She was confused herself. A lot of people will be coming out of the fog. It's not your job to blame them. The ones that matter will be brought to justice. But there's no sitting back on your laurels, because we have to keep fighting. This isn't the end. And then the wishes and dreams will come true. When we face that Pandora's box, fling it wide open and let the chaos out. And with the chaos comes hope, healing and freedom. Justice will be served. What did I just say? There will be, and I can say this quite categorically, a judgment day for those involved. And number 11, massively important. Tomorrow we may hear some news. There has been heartache, sorrow, loss and separation for many, many, many of us. In fact, I'd like to say all of us in some way. That's over. It's time to heal. Minor surgeries could be involved. But there was heartbreak here. And now we have to come home. Yeah. Wasn't the land of milk and honey they promised us, was it? You're going around and round in circles, some of you are, and not achieving anything. It's time to stop living in the past. If you're living in the past, you're depressed. If you're living in the future, you're anxious. You need to live in the here and now. Because fate has brought us on this journey. We all agreed, we all signed contracts before we was born to be here at this time and to make a difference. Again, it's the 17. It's do not dim your light for others. Follow your guiding star. Open that Pandora's box. Release the chaos. Face it. And then there's hope, healing and freedom. It's time to clean up this mess. Don't clean up other people's messes. Just concentrate on your side of the street. Because a new life is being born. There's an unfinished symphony. There's a homecoming. Something's not over yet. But there is happiness, perhaps by your birthday, depending on when your birthday is. Or this could be someone in spirit telling you they know that you're saying happy birthday. If you've got a loved one in spirit, that's true. And they're telling you to look at the stars. And there'll be one that stands out on their birthday. It is time to move. Change is coming. And we can release the burden finally. Beautiful read, Spirit, thank you. You've gone full circle. And there we are. Uranus, genius, the number 9 or 27. Spirit leading us, guiding us, walking beside us. And it will bring the tower crashing down. Can you see that? The tower. Number 16. We have built ivory towers that have now become our prisons. Be careful of those ivory towers that you build, because you may get what you want and then realise it's not what you thought it was. The wound is the place where the light will enter. So without the darkness, we could not see the light. Healing must take place. So for some of you, this is medical. For some of you, this is spiritual. For some of you, it's mental. Healing must take place before you are able to deal with the matter. Chiron is not a planet, but a comet. Oh, sorry. There we go again, a wrong one. Uranus. I flipped a page. It's still the Tower. I'm just reading the wrong page. So, the public is wonderfully tolerant. It forgives everything except genius. And they were all geniuses, weren't they? They all thought there was. The name Oscar could be important. This will be a sudden bolt of surprise that causes chaos. So there's more to come. Some jaw-dropping news. Uranus, the Great Awakener, is here to wake us up. Wake us up to a new life. According to myth, out of chaos, what did we talk about? Pandora's box. Came Mother Earth and Father Sky. Yes. As a higher octave of Mercury, which is why we've got the Mercury retrograde card there, which we're not in at the moment, Uranus arrives to break the rules and smash those established structures. Break the shackles. It is a planet of not only genius but also intuitive, which arrives in sudden flashes like lightning, seemingly out of nowhere. Uranus is the revolutionary planet, so expect it. There is going to be more. Opening up channels to the higher mind and bringing about necessary changes, and which is what we started with. Today's card is the changes. These changes are necessary and can be no longer restrained. The great humanitarian Uranus is not only personal, and its viewpoint is one that is detached and unemotional. It symbolises the one who doesn't really need anyone, but is first a friend and a soulmate to everyone. And those under the influence of Uranus are objectives just enough to derive reliable insight into other people's motives. So that's where you've got to look. Why are these people saying what they are? Have they got a connection to something else? Ask the important questions. Whether you agree with them or not, don't be blinded because you agree with them. It is needed now when everything is about to be turned upside down. This is the link to technological advances and how the future is going to look and be, but question everything, even if you agree with it. When Uranus comes up in a reading, there will be jolts and surprises in regards to this question. After all, Uranus is the upstart planet. So there won't be any smooth ride here. You can anticipate matters to turn rather eccentric, if not shocking, and not in the way you expected. Don't look upon the manifestations as wrong for you. Instead, go with it and see how your life becomes transformed in ways not exactly as you predicted, but far, far better. You may feel excitable or nervous at present, especially when it comes to things you are currently focusing on. It may seem as if everything is suddenly speeded up or forced against your will, but it's not a good idea to resist. The best approach is to entertain the possibility that what you're about to learn, you can anticipate this change to be liberating force, offering a new course or path. Uranus is the planet of technology, and you may find yourself having to master a new tool, a machine, a computer, or even a job involving the internet. Since Uranus is the planet of air, storms, and lightning, anything having to do with flight, messages carried via the air, electrical energies will be a major part of it. Phones, television sets, computers, and that's how most of us are getting the truth. May start to exhibit electrical malfunctions. It's important to pay close attention to the wiring in your home or office, and it's strange, mine has been perfect for weeks. It is also important to point out the connection between Uranus and alternative forms of sexuality and gender identity. In fact, in Victorian England, homosexuals and transgender people were referred to as Uranians. Therefore, you might find yourself among people with alternative viewpoints, sexuality, and sometimes people of a different class and background. All in all, this card means your life is about to be changed in big ways rather than small ones. The Uranus card says go with it and see what happens. And Spirit is saying, which I don't, like I said, this seems to be getting political and I don't like to be political, but Spirit is saying I have to mention something that was whispered. It's a whisper I've heard just recently about there is an issue with AIDS. Whatever that is, I would question it deeply, because again they're going to try to divide us. Do not let them divide us. All in all, this card means life is about to change in massive ways rather than smaller ones. The Uranus card says go with it and see what happens. There will be rapid changes, shocks, jolts, sudden transformations, the unexpected, revolutions, government overthrows, rebellions, bucking against authority, turbulence, an upset in the usual pattern, unpredictability, being knocked off balance, relocation, feeling shattered, being erratic, not staying on course, innovations, originality, novelty, the taboo, the sense of being different, going against the status quo, counterculture, the avant-garde, alienation from your peer groups perhaps, estrangement, autism, genius, intuition, intelligence, integrity, innovation, bolts of insight, a leap in consciousness, acts of discovery, computers, the World Wide Web, brotherhood and sisterhood, homosexuality, bisexuality, transgender people, the skies, lightning, thunder, stormy weather, pewter, electric blue, oddballs, nerds, science, physics, electromagnetism, research, technology, robots, science fiction, flights, space travel, planets, outer space, UFOs and aliens and foreigners. Now, there will be a lot about immigrants because they'll want to focus on that now to divide us. There will be a lot coming from NASA, I believe. They've told me. There's even got a bloody machine that makes clouds now, can make it rain wherever. Just be careful of these scientific playing at God, because it never bodes well, does it? There is change coming. Revolutions, shocks, genius, technology, alternative lifestyles, and the new moon on the 16th, because the tower is the 16th. It's a blessing in disguise, so be careful. 16th, 17th, 18th. The 16th is a blessing in disguise, the 17th and 18th is negative. We only have the 15th to tell us that not to sign anything. Break the shackles. The 23rd and 5th means that we don't believe in stuff anymore. We speak our own truth. And the 9 or the 27 tells us we're not walking this journey alone. We will be led and guided by Spirit. So go within, listen to your gut. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't take advice from anybody else, not even me. You know what you believe. Go with what your gut is telling you. There are people all over the world fighting for the rest of us at the minute. Whether you want them to or not, they are doing a good thing. Too many. There it is. This is the map of destiny. Your map of destiny. You were put here for a reason at this time. And number 24. The map maker of destiny is never a challenger, is always an ally. It's a sign that you are being given the opportunity to transform fate into destiny through your choice. At birth, each human was given a unique map with a myriad path that intersects with one another. Your map of destiny shows all the places that you're meant to visit, places where you will be challenged to evolve to your higher self. Remember that your spark of the divine comes to earth to experience itself in human form. and as such your path is unique. It's also somewhat preordained, and fate represents the events in your life that were meant to happen and that you cannot change. Fate is transformed into destiny when you open that Pandora's box. According to how you respond to your circumstances, destiny offers you the ability to make great opportunities out of fated experiences. So free will and choice are possible at certain points on your map. And now is one of those times. You are faced with a relationship or circumstance brought to you by fate, but your response, you will lead you to your perfect destiny. So this is fate. Where's the others? This is fate. Another one. That is fate. And we have one more somewhere, 17. I'm looking for it. Can't find it, but there's one more fate. So we've got fate and justice. Take back control of your life, but don't try and control others. Your ally may assume the form of a soulmate, come to heal your heart and be your companion. The homecoming. Perhaps your challenger makes you face the things within you that must change in order for you to express your highest good. Maybe fate brings you an ally in the form of a wonderful new project, or someone to walk beside you, or a challenger in the form of a failed business. No matter which form they take, all are perfect expressions of fate inviting you into your destiny. So if your business goes wrong, you've learnt from your mistakes. Next time you won't make the same ones. And remember that fate makes the map, but destiny is determined by the manner in which you engage on your journey. Let your conscience be your guide. It's time to clean up. Open the Pandora's box, let the chaos out and clean it up. Release the burden. Yeah, shine. Your true radiance. New growth flourishes. A new life is coming. Remember, your soul frequency is unique to you. Find the real you. Don't live someone else's life. Live your own. You're free now to make the choices. 16th, 17th, 18th. Your first head up. Trust. The robin trusts her wings, not the branches that she sits on. Material things won't help you. You fly high yourself. But remember, Spirit is saying, two wrongs don't make a right. Kindness. Take a respite by the pond and be kind to yourself and others. Healing. Beautiful read. Thanks for listening. Speak soon. Bye.